Aquarius, welcome. Welcome to your weekly read. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time. We're going to be using the Santa Muerte Tarot this week, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising placements to see what the cards have for us today. This is a general reading. If it does not speak to you, please don't try to make it fit. It may just not be your reading. It may not be your energies that I am picking up on. So we're starting out with the Devil. There may be a situation where you are giving into extremes, where you are you're tied too closely to something. You know, I hesitate to use the word addiction because that has sort of a general meaning and understanding in society of you know, a drug or alcohol problems, and that's not necessarily what I'm saying, but there's some sort of habitual action that you're having a little bit of a hard time breaking yourself out of. Intuitively, the feeling I'm getting is this is relatively a new thing for you. It's kind of a coping mechanism. There's just some habit you've fallen into. You're playing games on your phone excessively. You should be working, but you want to be watching Netflix. It's something relatively recent, and it definitely has a sense. I have a sense here that you're coping with something, and that's the way you're doing it, but it's getting to the point that it's interfering with things. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out next, and that energy is speaking to me of kind of a self-centeredness. Okay, so, well, that's not the right word. What's the right way to say it? You're focused on yourself is what I mean to say, not self-centered, because again, that means that has a different connotation. You're centered right now on thinking about yourself is what I mean to say, okay? And it could be that you're spending a lot of time doing whatever this behavior is that's meant to help you cope with the situation right now, and it's making you appear to only be interested in yourself, which isn't really the case. You're just trying to get by, is what I sense right now. You're just trying to deal with the present situation. And I don't know that it's necessarily an awful situation, mind. It's just, there's something about it that's stressful. I do know that. I sense that there's some stress involved. And because of that, you're just doing what you need to do to get through it, but you're starting to spend a lot of time doing that to the expense of the things you need to be doing. And so you're starting to look as if you're only caring about yourself. So our second here is the Two of Swords, and that's about difficult decisions that need to be made. It also can speak to a stalemate, right, where decisions need to be made but you're not making them, and so you're stuck. That could be what's going on. It could be that just whatever you need to decide on is just overwhelming you, or that you have so many things to decide on that it's overwhelming you. This is kind of what I'm sensing here. So I think this is a temporary situation. It doesn't feel like this has been the case for a long, long time. It's been the case long enough that your way of coping with it is starting to take up more and more of your time. So it's been, you know, maybe a number of weeks, not just like a week, right? But yeah, until you find a way to actually deal with what's stressing you, as opposed to, you know, devoting yourself to avoiding dealing, which is what happens in this space, then you're going to be in this situation for the foreseeable future, because it's really hard to break out of this. It really requires you to decide, I'm going to move forward now. I'm going to start making those decisions. We'll pull one of these. I don't know if I even told you. Did I tell you? We're using the Santa Muerte Tarot this week. It's a beautiful deck, gorgeous artwork. There are some subtleties to the interpretations of the card meanings, and I have not learned them yet because I just picked up this deck. So forgive me for that. I'm just using my standard interpretations here and intuition, and I have set myself the homework of understanding that guidebook better. The Halloween Oracle is coming up next. We're going to pull one of these for you. Get a little bit further guidance from Spirit. Let's see what we have, Aquarius. We have Skeleton. Strength. Okay. Let's read the guidebook. Okay. Skeleton. Halloween is a scary festival. It is meant to frighten. We are meant to feel the release of being pleasantly scared. We trick or treat even though we know that someone may surprise us. We watch horror films knowing they will scare us. We even dress as skeletons who have no flesh at all, and their bones are there for all to see. In short, we show our vulnerability at Halloween and our strength in facing our fears too. There is incredible strength in showing vulnerability. It can often be the bravest course of action and the most frightening. More often than not, it is a powerful catalyst for personal growth, even though we may not be able to perceive that at the time. By showing our true selves and displaying our balanced vulnerability, we can seek and receive greater understanding from others. By admitting that we are wrong or that we don't have the solution we are expected to, we leave more room to turn things around faster. By asking for help and support rather than acting as martyrs and feeling resentful, shows strength and wisdom, not weakness. Should the Skeleton card bring itself to your attention, dare to show strength and vulnerability if that is what you really feel. Shame, pride, grudges, or embarrassment are hefty burdens that you need not be carrying through the darkest of nights. So, this could have everything to do with not wanting to admit that you're scared, or that you don't have the answers, or that you don't know what to do. And the Skeleton card is coming out and saying, it's okay for you to admit that you don't have the answers, that you don't know what to do, Aquarius. That is actually a sign of strength, and it will get you out of that situation that we were looking at. So I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes, and thank you for the feedback. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'd love to have you be part of our crew. Thank you for letting me read for you. It is always an honor, and I hope you have a great week. Blessings.